Hi guys, it's Dee here from The Chaotic Gardener. Filming this video a week in advance, so you'll get to see it a week after it's filmed. We had a very productive, busy day in the garden yesterday, mowing, weeding, just tidying a few things up. And I'm so glad that I did it because we had really intense rain the whole of last night, yesterday afternoon and last night, and a substantial amount of today. So the colors are popping and the garden is just looking great. Quite blustery at the moment, but that's okay. And I just felt like coming out here, and I thought I would like to share with you this beautiful plant that I have growing here. You've probably heard of it before, lamb's ear. I have looked at it so many times in the nurseries, and kind of you always, well, in my experience, I always am kind of drawn to the pretty colorful flowers and walk past the foliage type of plants. But eventually I gave in and I bought it, and I'm so glad that I have, because it's just brought me so much joy. I never used to appreciate foliage as much as I do now. Maybe I've learned from watching the garden channels that I have, but just different leaf structures and colors that are on the leaf, the variegation, can just bring as much joy as a beautifully flowering plant. So I thought I would chat with you about lamb's ear. Here you go, my beautiful flush of lamb's ear. So the common name is lamb's ear, and in case you're wondering why, here's a close-up of a leaf. It kind of looks like a little lamb's ear, and you can see that each leaf is covered in a layer of furry hairs. This flush is also a little bit damp and has a few water droplets on from the rain, so it looks even more majestic in my opinion. So yes, there's a leaf of the lamb's ear, and they do look like little droopy lamb's ears. The botanical name, and I apologize in advance for any mispronunciation, I will put the spelling up on the screen, Stachys byzantia. And they are actually part of the mint family, which maybe explains why they spread so vigorously. They are part of the family Lamicaea, not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and they are one of those plants that grow in full sun and sometimes even partial shade. They are not particularly fussy apparently about the soil that you grow them in, as long as the soil is well draining. It is also advised not to let the leaves touch the soil too much, particularly in humid and wet conditions. So I should get a nice dry mulch that I can put under there so that the leaves don't actually touch the ground, because that causes them then to, and if you look in here, to rot. So you just go in there and you pull those out and the plant will be fine. But apparently when you see big gaps like this starting to happen, that is an indication that you can split your plant. So I will show you that a little bit later. I have split some of my plants already, but yes, a big hole like that would mean that all those inner leaves have died away, and these clumps can be split and shared around your garden. How cool is that? 2 weeks ago I actually came in and pulled out some of the lamb's ear that's growing on the further side of the garden bed. Obviously I wanted to line the front of my garden a little bit more and meet the grass line, so I went in behind and just literally separated and pulled it apart. So in my investigation, people say use a fork and pull it apart and all the rest of it, but this is me in my chaotic garden, and I just kind of dug around and pulled it out. So I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so I come in here, dig around there at the root. Oof. Cleaning up to do there, and gently remove it from the plant. Don't know how gentle that was. And there you've got some lovely roots attached still. And I've just pulled it away from the mother plant and take you over here. This is where I planted the others that I pulled off about 2 weeks ago, and they have perked up nicely in this rain and are looking particularly splendid. So I think I'm just going to pop another one in here. Take off that yellow leaf. And that, look, you can actually see it started to get new shoots, new leaves. Tidy that up. Make the plant happy so that those leaves aren't touching the ground. Take away that weed. And there you have it. So I don't know about you, but I am a huge fan of plants that you can buy once and that they will grow and you can separate them and plant and share in other places of your garden. So yes, lamb's ear is definitely a winner for me. Interestingly, lamb's ear were used in the World Wars when soldiers were injured because of the thickness of the leaves and the softness that they were put on wounds and used as bandages to heal wounds, and apparently they also help the blood to coagulate quicker. Another interesting fact, which I thought quite funny, is that it is also used for toilet paper when you are out and about hiking and enjoying the great outdoors. So I would imagine from how soft they are that it would be better than 3-ply toilet paper. So there you have it. Interesting uses of lamb's ear. Thank you for joining this Chaotic Gardener. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you've learned something new about lamb's ear. And I hope I've managed to convince you to go out and buy yourself some lamb's ear so that you can beautify your garden with it. We'll see you again next week.